aqui.
Hello and welcome to the Wild Protea. My name is Clinton Drum and thanks once again for joining me. Before I get into things, don't forget to like this video and guys, get your comments in below. The whole point of a fan channel is to get the voice of the fans and let your voices be known. And I've seen a lot of guys talking on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever. So what I'm trying to do here is to try and let you guys funnel all those through me. So that we can get a real conversation going amongst the fans. So straight into it then, the Proteas, they won that test match by 107 runs the other day. And just looking at the positives from the game, we outplayed England in all facets of the game. Whether it be bat, ball or in the field, we were just better than them on over the 4 days. Big positives, obviously KG and Vern, brilliant again, as they have been. I think they're both averaging 19 in their test careers, or just there and thereabouts, bowling average wise, which is absolutely excellent, at home, in test matches at home. And then, the support bowling, which for me, going into the test match was a concern. Obviously, you had Pretorius playing his first test match, then you've got Wild Protea, who is very new to Test cricket, and you've got kind of a stalwart in Keshev who's done well, and they all chipped in with their own little, efforts. I think Pretorius got 2 wickets out of the game, Nokia I believe 5, Keshev I think 3. I'm not too sure. I think he got 3 wickets out of the game, so they all chipped in, with Vern getting 4 in the first innings, Rabada getting 4 in the second innings. Everyone else sort of chipped in around them, and I think that's good going forward. It'll give Wild Protea a lot of confidence. He got some big wickets, some crucial times. And then Wild Pretorius as well, he chipped in with the odd wicket, which is what he's supposed to do as the all-rounder. And then Keshev was under a bit of pressure after Stokes took him on in the first innings, and then he subsequently got the big wicket of Stokes, which was a massive thing for the test match, because Stokes is that type of player, he can take it away from you at any time. So I think those were the major positives from the game. Then, just looking at it, the bug in the England camp, now that has set them back quite a bit. You saw Joe Root going off, you saw Josh Butler going off, Ollie Pope wasn't in the team because of it. They brought 2 new players into the side, into the squad as cover. You saw on day 1, Jofra Archer looked jaded. Ben Stokes was struggling with dehydration. I'm not sure if that's from the bug. And then a number of guys, have struggled. So it's a difficult situation for them, but, it's one of those things you just got to get on with it and play to the best of your ability. And we have to capitalize on any advantage that we can have. Like I said in a preview to this test series, we have to capitalize on every single advantage that we can right now because of the state that our cricket has been in for so long. Good win for the boys, but expect England to come back fighting in that second test. So just some news after the first test. Obviously Aiden Markram won't be playing. He's injured his finger and he has to have surgery, he's had surgery. So Peter Malan will be making his test debut in the second test. Now congrats to Peter. He has played exceptionally well for the Cobras. He has over 10,000 runs domestically. So for me, it's a great pick. He's got the experience and I think he can really do well at test level, and I'm hoping that he will do. And then just congratulations to Keegan Peterson, who also got called up as cover for the injured Markram. KP, as they call him, has battered down the door the last couple seasons, scoring shitloads of runs. And it's about time he gets an opportunity. Then just a little bit of news: Temba Bavuma is still a doubt for the second test. He didn't come out and field because he's a natural choice as a sub fielder if you want a sub fielder to come on, because he's one of the better fielders in South Africa. So the fact that he didn't come on is a bit worrying, and I'm wondering whether they might just give him one more test to prove his fitness. And also, you don't really want to change a winning side. Yeah. Okay, so just looking ahead to what I think will be the key, going forward in the Test series. I think that middle lower order is going to be a huge battle for both teams. We saw the middle to lower order, kept firing for South Africa in this Test match. With Quinny getting that 90, turning the game around. Also, with guys like Nokia and Pholander chipping in, Pretorius can bat. He showed that much. I think that battle was won in this game by South Africa. However, England do have a quality middle order. Ollie Pope's going to come back in. He's fresh off 100 in the warm-up game, I believe. And then you've got, Josh Butler, who can bat exceptionally well in any situation. And then you've obviously got Stokes in that middle order as well. I do think we have the edge over them, though, with that middle to lower order. You look at guys like Vernon, you look at guys like Nokia, who chipped in, you look at guys like Pretorius, who seems decent bat. Rabada has the talent, but hasn't quite. I think there's more in our tail than theirs, and I think that's going to be a massive influence on the rest of the Test series. Another thing that I think is going to be huge is the opening partnerships. Now, we saw quite a big one. I think it was 92 for the English, and I think that's what they're going to have to do well in order for them to do well on this tour. Because if we get through them early, that means you give the likes of Rabada and Vern to give them time to work over Ruth, Stokes, and that middle order. And if they get into that middle order, it just makes the backup bowlers' job a whole lot easier. And as we saw, they could have potentially taken that test away from us if if they had capitalized on that opening partnership, but it wasn't to be for them. At some point, the likes of Faf, Root, Stokes, Hamza, Rassie, Burns, at some point one of them is going to get a big score in one of these games. And I just think it's going to be that battle up front and that battle in the lower middle order that's going to win these Test matches and ultimately the Test series. Like I was saying, I think our lower order is better. Pretorius, Vern, Kesh, Rabada, Nokia, all showing that they can bat in the last game and score runs, which is vitally important at that tail end, because that just demoralizes the team so much. And then just having a little look at what England can possibly do better. I think they've got to come up with better game plans. They sort of had a moment there where Stokes and Broad and I think Anderson had a bit of a go at each other there, and I think that kind of thing, which led to afterwards. I think it was afterwards after that conversation. Then Archer started bouncing de Kock. And de Kock was just happy to pull him for 6 or 4, and I think having guys that have over 1,000 Test wickets in your team and probably not listening to them, I doubt that Anderson and Broad would have said bounce the shit out of him. They would have probably said line and length, let's just stay patient here, and that was his undoing in the first half. Current patience, line and length. Hit the deck, it does a little bit, and he got the wicket. So they need to come up with better plans, especially to Quinton, guy that can take the game away from them. But better plans in general. When Nokia was batting, they just tried to bomb him out, and I don't think it was the right way to go about it. And then just looking at the Cape Town pitch. Now, last time these two teams played, the pitch heavily favoured batsmen, and as a result, the game was a draw. I think there will probably be measures made to make sure that there's a result in this game. With South Africa having the win in the first game, I think it's important now that we capitalise, especially while guys are still down with illness in the England camp and the short turnaround. I think it's important that this pitch offers something for the bowlers as well. and maybe not for the bowlers you'd think. Maybe for the spinners, get Cash involved. Hopefully this pitch breaks up a bit more. Hopefully it goes into the 5th day as well, so we can get Cash really into the game. Maybe a bit of Alga as well can turn the arm over. Yeah, and I think that's where this game could be won. Keshev could play a massive role in this one, especially with the weather in Cape Town recently. It's been it hasn't been that hot, but it's been very windy. So that all leads to dryness in the pitch. So hopefully there's enough moisture on day 1, day 2, where we can win the toss and get a big score, and then really turn the screws against a sickly English side. And then just moving on to my prediction, I think England will come back strongly, but I don't think it'll be enough. I think South Africa will win. I think the momentum is with them, the confidence is there. As I said earlier, everyone's chipping in, even with the bat. Everyone's sort of chipping in, getting decent scores. You saw Rassie getting his first 50. I just think the confidence in the camp for the South African side, and the sickness and the form on the English side, I just don't think it's there. I don't think Dominic Sibley is the right man at the top of the order. I think we can find him out very, very easily. Joe Burns looks solid. Then you've got obviously one of the best players in the world in Joe Root, and Ben Stokes to come after that. And that's, I think, after that is where the problem starts for England. You've got a new guy in Ollie Pope who's still figuring his game, figuring Test cricket out. And then you've got Josh Buttler, who doesn't seem to be able to switch off one-day mode. And I think that's a problem with this English side. I think that they only know one way to play. And I think that's very dangerous in a test setup. You can see on our side of the ball, we've got guys that can play both roles. You've got Quinny, who's the aggressive guy. You've got Faf, who can play really aggressively. Zubair Hamza. And then you've also got, the likes of Alga. He's just going to stay there. He's going to bat. Rassie's shown he can bat for long periods. Faf has also shown he can bat for long periods. Wild Protea looks like he can, do something with the bat. Vern's shown it. Nokia's shown it now. So our guys just being able to outbat them just for longer periods, not necessarily scoring more runs, just for longer periods, means that we're getting more runs anyway. So I just think that's going to be key going forward. The fact that England can't seem to bat for long periods of time. So the longer we can bat, makes it easier for us. Yeah. And that is it. So guys, thanks for joining me. That is my thoughts on going forward on the second test. Don't forget to join me on Thursday night, where we'll be doing a reaction from the first day's play. Hopefully it's a good day's play for South Africa. Okay, so before I go, I just want to wish you all a Happy New Year, and join me in the New Year for some more from the fan channel. We are going to be ramping things up a bit more in the new year. Be safe out there, guys. Don't drink and drive, and I'll see you Thursday. Cheers. Have an absolutely awesome time.